What's up? What's up? 7 a.m. Friday morning. How's everybody doing? Let me start recording. Let me make sure I'm live everywhere. My mic is working. That got me last time. We're live on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and YouTube again. So we're live in 4 spots. Cool beans, cool beans. All right, let's see. Okay. Yeah, guys, we're live. We come on the stream to do a few things. First off, we want to help people feel connected every morning at 7 a.m. By answering their communication questions and their community questions. Sometimes you might be having a conflict with somebody in your life and you want to know how to navigate that, or you might be anxious to be more vulnerable with somebody. You want to know how to approach that conversation, or if you guys have spent enough time together to be vulnerable, or you have a lot of shallow relationships and you want to move to the next stage. We help people communicate towards those ends and find community towards those ends. Yeah, we talk about the stages of community, all the way from small talk to consistent activity to vulnerability to more consistent activity to time on mission, time and money on mission, and then interdependence toward the mission. I think those are the ultimate versions of community, those last kind of 3 steps. And we like to help people walk through them. And we build our own community here in Austin to go through those steps. We have the Austin Dog Parent Social Club. Right now, it's probably around small talk and a little bit of consistent activity because we do something once a month together. But we want to move it through all of those stages to build a community that people actually want to come to and that they're bought into. So that's what we're doing. That's how we build community on stream. That's how we build community in real life. Answering those questions, building that Dog Parent Social Club. We also help people feel less stressed on the stream by laughter. So we like when people can share a funny dog poop horror story or a favorite dog story. It's been less of that recently on the stream, but always happy to see those shared. And we help people de-stress in real life by offering a discount club. Always trying to grow that. As people join our Dog Parent Social Club, we're trying to get them 10-20% off on the stuff they're already buying so they can save a bit of money, and we handle poop scooping for them. So if you have a backyard, you're like, don't really want to poop scoop this weekend, you can call us up. The first one's always free, but then you can get us on a recurring schedule, bi-weekly or weekly. And so that's what we do to help people de-stress in real life, and we hope you get a laugh on the stream every morning at 7 a.m. So that's what we're about. I also just invite you guys into my life. So every morning from 7 to 8 a.m., my brother and I, typically just me now for the first 30 minutes, and then Theo hops on, we day trade, because that's what we were doing before I started streaming. And I was like, I need content, and I need to help build community, so I need more touch points. So I started streaming, but I was like, I can't just stop trading, and there's only so much time in the day because I still work a job, still trying to grow the business, and still trying to hang out with my wife. So that's what the stream's about. That's what we're on here for. What I like to do is wait for call-ins. So you can call in 512-591-6138 with your name, city, and topic to join the call queue, either asking a community question, asking a communication question, sharing a dog poop horror story, or sharing a favorite dog story. And I just turned my phone off of Do Not Disturb. Doing that right now. So you can call in, text in. I will get the notification right here, and we can go from there. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I would love to figure out how to go live on my Facebook channel, but maybe I'll have to mess with that a little bit later. Yeah. I don't quite know. Let's see. Hmm. Interesting. Yeah, I'll have to go check on that again. Anyway, so I was trying to figure out how to jump onto my Facebook group because that's where a lot of the dog parents are, and maybe get some call-ins when people are walking their dogs. Because I got people of all ages in that group, and I'm sure some are up at 7 a.m. looking for some community. Cool. Well, that's what we're about, guys, here on the stream. I'm going to go ahead and jump into stream segments and trading until somebody calls in or texts in. So first, I'm going to look at the market, explain what I'm seeing. When I look at the 1 hour chart, I honestly have no idea what's going on. Like, zero clue. So we had a fair value gap that was bullish at 12 p.m. I mean, what is going on, bro? And in creating that bullish fair value gap, price took a high. Then it came back into that bullish fair value gap. Kind of disrespected a little bit, but not really. The body respected it. Came back up, took another high. And then we kind of came back into an order block. Now we're coming out of the order block to take another high. Is what it seems like. It's ugly, though. I ain't gonna lie. So we just had a CISD. Maybe I'll try and take this trade right here. It is so ugly, guys. I don't know if it's in a discount, though. Yeah, I don't think it was really. Let's see. Yeah, I was about to long it, but it wasn't in the discount, so I can't take this trade. It depends where you draw it from, but I go from red candle, where the push up kind of started. If I draw from that green candle, it is in the discount. This is something I would need Theo's help on, but I don't really like the look of this trade anyway. Or the draw on liquidity, because really I'm going from this kind of tiny tap into this order block, which is, I don't know, guys. This trade just ain't looking good. Yeah, like it barely tapped into the order block. I guess let me draw it the other way. It went 23%. Maybe I just have nerves. Went 23%, so like 23.60. This is where it tapped. Yeah, so like I guess that wasn't it didn't take a high. No high taken. Nothing. No CISD. So it's this first trade. Well, I need the discount. Guys, yeah, I'm just not liking this. I had a fair value gap push up with the CISD. Came all the way up, came into that fair value gap. Didn't take a loss yet, but that trade is still like, let's see what would have happened. 377. 368. So that's 9. You need to go up 18. 377 to 95. It's been up to 86. So this whole thing is just struggling really, and I'm not super convicted in where it's going, especially because it's had this huge run up and it's at the top and it's just kind of puttering. Like the high it's gonna go take is a pretty weak high. It's like it's already basically there. Yeah, I'm just too confused to do anything honestly in the charts today. So on the stream, we're gonna focus on community segments and communication segments. So let's go ahead and jump in. Let's go ahead and jump in. So guys, this communication, our community segment that we're going to talk about today, we're going to be talking about the characteristics of community. We're going to be talking about proximity. And we're going to be talking about sharing calendars or event invites. And so I'm going to prep this segment a little bit more because we need a segue and a better hook, honestly. Let's see. Let's see if we can start cooking with gas on these hooks, guys. ChatGPT is super helpful because there's this girl out there whose name is Ava, I believe, personal brand launch, and she gave us 1,000 viral hooks. So we have ChatGPT look at these hooks, plan our segment, or give me hook variations from the 1,000 viral hooks, and we try and record a social media clip so that we can get some more viewers on the stream, right? That's a good one, but I don't have any visuals. Ooh, that's a good one. I like that. I like that. Mm-hmm. Okay. So give me a second. We're going to jump into this segment here in a second, and then I'll jump into more details. I just have to do the segue now. Everybody tells you to just show up, but nobody tells you how to actually get invited. Well, sucks. FOMO sucks, and you can make sure you get invited. Hmm. Ooh, that hits. I'm telling you, ChatGPT, it sucks at a lot of things, but it's good at many others. And if you give it an idea and you ask for iterations so that you can approve the iterations, it does a good job. Give me 1 second. We're about to jump into this segment. Guys, I basically started streaming to 1, connect more, 2, help people feel connected, 3, help people feel some laughter in the morning, but 4, have some accountability to consistent content. And so when I'm not on here answering questions and getting natural clips, I have some planned segments that I go into, and it's always fun for me to like get these 2 or 3 clips from each stream. So I appreciate your patience with waiting on me. Let's see. Yeah, I'm feeling this, guys. Let's see if we can hit this real quick. Okay, so we're gonna do the whole segment now. So, guys, we're talking about big things regarding community. So right now we're jumping into the characteristics of community, and there are a few characteristics, but the one we're talking about today is proximity. Like, in order to be in community, you have to be proximate with people, and the thing you need to do. I have it as domain facet aspect, but basically it's like big thing, smaller thing that makes up big thing, and then very specific thing that makes up the smaller thing that makes up the bigger thing that you actually need to do. So it's like actions, sentiments, maybe, or like laws of community. I don't know. I don't know what to call it, but domain facet aspect made sense to me. It's like it's an aspect of this facet, and it's a facet in this domain, and the domain is a part of this just bigger universe of community, if you will. I'm gonna workshop it some more, but we're talking about the characteristics of community. The one we're focusing on today is proximity, and the thing you have to do to be physically close with people is to share calendars or event invites. And so a question a lot of you might ask is like, I experience FOMO a lot, or my friends, I don't think they really care about me, or I am just really struggling to connect with people. I'm always finding out about things after they happen. And so that might be the question of, why do I always find out about things after they happen? Why do I have to experience FOMO? Why do I have to feel lonely? And that sucks. And if that's you, this is what I have to say to you. Here we go. So everyone just tells you to show up, but nobody tells you how to actually get invited. FOMO isn't a feeling, it's feedback. Fix it by doing these 4 things that make people want to include you. The first thing, organize the events. If you start inviting people to events, you make yourself indispensable. Second, show up to everything. I don't care if it's sports or pottery making class or just the cookout. Show up because you got to be present to be invited to the next thing. The third thing is you want to cast a vision for big, fun things together. The people perish without a vision, and if you start to cast it, it communicates that you want to be closer with everybody. And the fourth thing, don't get defensive when you aren't invited. Nobody likes a negative Nancy, and you need to realize that people's worlds don't revolve around you. When you don't get invited, take it as feedback to do the other 3. You need to stop waiting to be included and start creating the moments worth inviting people to. Yeah, I mean, I'll take it. First take, I liked it. I like the 4 things that I'm asking people to do. FOMO, it's an easy thing to feel, but I do think it's feedback. Like when you have a group of people that you think you're kind of connected to, or you're starting the small talk, you're starting the consistent activity, and you don't get invited to something. It's very often where 4 to 6 friends go out, and it's like you were the one who you were forgotten or you weren't invited. I'm like, a lot of people can take that and they can feel some type of way about it, right? It's just, it's natural. Like I'd feel that way about it too. In fact, it was happening to me. I'm that show up to everything, got to be present to be invited. I'm the first one who won't show up to everything because there's a lot of things that people like to do that I don't like to do. I pretty much exclusively like to play sports, which I haven't been able to do because my Achilles has been hurt, and talk business. Like if I'm not talking business and I'm not playing sports, there's not much that I like to do. I do it because I like to be social with people. I like to connect with people. But yeah, man, sports and business are like the things that get me up and get me going. And when I say business, I think business is a great tool for self-improvement. So it's really like helping people towards their dreams and goals is what I like to do. And I think business, an effective business, is the best way to do that. So if you guys think of a better way, let me know. But money does solve a lot of problems, and skills also build character, and adversity builds character, and a lot of people have a very comfortable life. So go on trying to actually do something, no matter how stupid the business may be, I think builds character. Could be wrong, could be right, but I think when we try to do hard things, we can face some adversity in a safe way that builds character in a safe way without having to put our life on the line necessarily, which also might be needed sometimes. So not for your business, but just for other character building activities and moments in your life. But I'm the last one to show up to everything. And so this was really speaking to me because at some of the churches we've gone to, and just me in general, I've always had trouble like really connecting with people. Like really connecting. And maybe I just expect too much from a real connection. And I've kind of reframed how I think about real connection. Before I equated it to emotion. Like I really like you. I really like to be around you. Like that is a really cool thing. Now I equate it to a choice. So without really liking somebody, I can feel connected to somebody because I'm building something with them, or I'm putting something on the line with them, or I'm choosing to be in this moment with them. I'm choosing to love them. Like those are stronger methods of connection for me now than they were when I was younger. Because when I was younger, I was really looking for a feeling. I was chasing, I don't know, just what people think of when you think of connection and you're growing up in the world. It's like, oh, I really like you. Like you're my day one, ride or die type of vibe. It's like, I don't know. That's never really happened for me because maybe it's because of the apathy that I turned on in high school, but I still struggle to feel stuff. For people, it just takes me a really long time to actually feel the emotions. So instead I do the actions and then the emotions follow at some point. Like I'm like that with my wife now. I really like hanging out with her. I really like building my life with her. But with everybody else, I'm like, it's like you're living your life, I'm living my life. Like people come, people go. And so for me, showing up to everything can be tough because I don't like to do everything. And so it's very easy for me to get FOMO because I've always had trouble connecting with people. There's a lot of stuff I don't like to do. And so if I'm not connecting with you super well and you're doing something I don't like to do, I'm probably not coming, which then hinders my ability to connect with you more, right? So I was saying this because start creating the moments worth inviting people to. When you're not going to show up to everything, you can plan the stuff. And then you get to do the stuff. You can also go find other people, but like that first point of organizing the events, I'll tell you guys a little story. But first, I'm going to check the markets to see if anything has become more crystal clear to me. It has not. I just literally, it's just a bunch of nothing, bro. Did we even take a high before we started dropping again? That's what I'm saying, bro. Like we bounced into this order block and then we didn't go to successfully take the high, and it's just kind of puttering around. Disgusting. Got 2 people on Twitch. What's up? What's up? You guys feel free to leave some comments in the chat. Let me know you're here. Ask a community question, ask a communication question, call in, text in, dog poop horror story, favorite dog story. We would love to hear from you guys. No chats, no call-ins. We're going to keep going on community in the stream. So, first, show up to everything. Got to be present to be invited. So, guys, I'll tell you an example of where I've just done a bad job of this. Like with a lot of church events, I feel like in the past year or two, I haven't gone to them as much. And because of that, I think I feel a little bit less connected to people. Now, of course, when you're growing up a little bit, trying to start business, like also working a job, also doing ministry in this thing we call apartment life, it's hard to show up to all the social events, but that's community, man. That's sacrifice. Like you sacrifice for people. That's literally love. There's no greater love than this than the sacrifice for your friends, your loved ones. Paraphrasing that piece of scripture, but basically love equals sacrifice. Or the greatest forms of love, at least. And so if we had sacrificed better by showing up to more events, we might be closer with people. And, that's on me. That's on me. And to be honest, I'm chilling. But it's still like when you show up to everything, you get invited to more stuff because you're just naturally in more people's lives and they're thinking about you more. They thought it was fun with you being there. Like they want you there again. But man, there's a lot of stuff going on in people's lives. And if you're not top of mind for them, it's going to be kind of tough. So if other people are showing up to stuff and you're not showing up to stuff, you're not going to be top of mind. So if you're not showing up, you're not top of mind. If you're not top of mind, why would you expect people to think about you? It's just like real, you know? The first point of organizing the events, I'll tell you guys a little story about this. So probably two and a half years ago, Gracie and I were feeling like we wanted to get closer with our small group, closer with the people in our church. And so we held this thing called 75 hard. I think by the end of it, it turned into 75 soft or 75 light or whatever you call it. But, basically you worked out twice a day, followed a diet, read 10 pages, drank a gallon of water every day for like 75 days. And we were like, hey, let's do it as a community. Let's hold each other accountable. Like, let's do something fun. And we had a few people from our small group join in. It was a good time. What we would do is, there were 2 workouts, and we would do a morning workout and an evening workout. And we did the morning workout with some friends of ours in the small group sometimes, and that was the way we built community. We did the evening walk every Monday. We would host a evening walk. We would make dinner for the whole small group, and we did that for like, I guess, 10-ish weeks throughout all of 75 hard, maybe skipping 2 to 3 of those. So 7 dinners that we wouldn't normally have, 7 walks we wouldn't normally have, 7 invites we wouldn't normally make over the course of 10 weeks, right? And that was super fun because we were organizing the event. We started inviting people. I wouldn't say we made ourselves any more indispensable than we were, because it was a pretty small group, right? Like 8 to 10 people. We were already pretty indispensable. Everybody kind of knew everybody, but we made extra points for connection. It was really cool because the third point about cast vision for big fun things together communicates you want to be closer. Maybe this is just me, guys, because a lot of people felt other ways about this trip. But following 75 hard, that summer, we went on a small group trip together. And that small group trip was like, I almost said Kiowa because that's what we did in college. It was just a beach trip, and the Texas beaches aren't that great, but it was a fun trip. We were all in one house, like kind of mega home vacation vibes. And it was fun. It was pretty chill. Like we all pitched in some money together, spent 3 days together. And, for me, I'm a big quality time, physical touch guy. And quality time for me, Alex Hormozy says this, quoting Napoleon, not Napoleon Hill, but like Napoleon Bonaparte or whatever. quantity is a quality in and of itself. And that's how it is for me with quality time, because it's less about we had 30 good minutes together, and it's more about we intertwined our lives such that we saw each other for 6 hours. Whether we interacted for that whole 6 hours or not, less so. Like, we need interaction in that time. But for me, the quiet time really comes in to play by intertwining life. Mostly because for it to be quality time, I feel like it needs to mean something. And for it to mean something, I need you to be in my life consistently. If you're a one-off in my life, it's probably hard for me to have quality time with you. And so when we intertwine our lives such that we share a lot of time together, and we will continue to do that, it's a lot more meaningful to me, even if it's not super fun or super engaging or super this, super that. Mostly because people, like, their true selves come out at those sheer large quantities of time, right? Always checking if there's a call in or text in. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool for me. Just an example of how we organized events and we cast a vision for big fun things together. And like, don't get defensive when you aren't invited, because people's worlds don't revolve around you. And there's probably a reason they didn't invite you. Like, there's some times where I'm not invited to camping things at church. It's because I used to be invited to camping things at church. And I would always say no, because I hate camping things. I don't want to go. But every now and then you hear people going camping and you didn't hear about it. It's like you get a little bit of FOMO, but they're like, why would I ask you if you're going to say no? Like, I know you're going to say no. I know what your answer is. So why waste the text and waste the oxygen? And then you're like, well, it's nice to be thought about. It's like, well, it's nice for my invitation to be respected and people to come through. You know, that's how they feel. And they're like, I'm going camping. Let me get the people who want to go camping, not let me invite everybody so they feel included. You know, that would just be, I don't think that'd be a fun life to live if you had to live that way. So when you organize the events and you cast vision for big fun things together, and you show up to everything, I think it does a better job of getting you plugged in so that you never have to feel that FOMO. But in the event you aren't invited, be so busy doing the first three things that you don't have time to feel the FOMO. Like, engage the community, build the community, invite the people, and then no need for the FOMO because you have enough going on for you. And I think that's another huge thing. Another side note here, I think some people just got too much time on their hands. Like, when you're not spending time trying to build something and you have discretionary time, discretionary effort, and discretionary money, and you have nowhere to put it, it leads to a lot of emotions that most of the time aren't positive. So instead of taking all the extra in your life and just letting it sit and accumulate and go to waste, go try and do something. Like, give to people, show up in people's lives, love people, build something. Like, go build a business, go build a nonprofit, go support a nonprofit, go like help specific people, go like, you have all this time, go get really fit, go like health, wealth, relationships. So do something to build your health, do something to build your relationships, or do something to build your wealth with all of your discretionary time and money and effort. And it can just be going to have fun stuff. It could be like inviting people on crazy trips and then paying their way. Like, there's so many things you could do to just keep you busy, to have you looking forward to something, and to make you feel like, hey, I need my rest time anyway, so it's good I didn't get that invite, you know? Keep your life like busy. Don't just isolate and be like a hermit in your room, because I can do that. Especially all of the introverted people on the stream can probably go days without talking to people and just be like, it's okay. It'd be cool if I talked to somebody at this point, but I haven't done any of the work to be able to talk to people. So now it's 3-4 days without really interacting with anybody in a meaningful way. And you just kind of SOL there. So anyway, that's our community segment, guys. We're going to call it done there. We're going to highlight this yellow so we don't come back to it. I liked that one, actually. It's like, get off your rump. Stop being lazy. Okay, here we go. Looking at the market again. I bet. Oh, not Trading View. Was there some news that I missed out on? Yep. Yes, there was. 7:30 a.m. You got core CPI, CPI, and CPI, and that is exactly why everything looked like it sucks. Because I had no idea what the market was going to do because it was freaking just waiting for the news to go boom. So are we at all-time highs right now, guys? I think, as far as I can see, yeah. Yeah, that news candle did some nasty stuff. Moved 150 points. More than that. The low of the candle was at 330, and the high of the candle was at 523. Almost 200 points, 190 points of movement in that candle, pushing to all-time highs. I'm pretty sure, or at least all-time recent highs. And we created a 1 minute fair value gap after sweeping a high. So I'm not trading anything. Ain't nothing happening in the next 24 minutes where I'm going to trade something. So Theo knows how to look at these trades and be like, oh, this is what we're doing. But it's like, even on the hour, okay, you swept this high. Where's the low it's going to? I guess you could say the 2 a.m. low, but that's probably not happening. It's probably not dropping 300 points. So I guess it would be 190 points. Not anytime soon. Not in the next 24 minutes. So, yeah, we're just chilling. Nothing in the market today, which is. And I said, hey, there's nothing in the market today. I don't know what that's from. I think Reading Rainbow, maybe. Cool. When we talked about our community segment, I'm going to see if there's any more dog poop horror stories that I'll share real quick. And we'll go on to see if we have another communication segment we can do. Yeah, it looks like we do. Let's see. Oh, yes. Dog poop horror stories. Guys, side note, I did some door hangers. Did 5,000 door hangers. Got like 2 or 3 responses. I think 2 booked. Another lead came in and a 4th response. So we got like 0.1% response rate. And it was for free poop scooping. And maybe it was that my offer sucks, but that is tough. Like, that's tough to experience because that was a lot of money spent, not a lot of free poop scoops generated. So we're turning the funnel upside down a little bit. Hopefully we can get people to sign up for just paid matchmaking who just moved into Austin so that they can meet some people and then they get into our funnel. And, then they can buy the bigger matchmaking and they can buy the discount club and the poop scooping as like later in the funnel. But I'm trying to see, how many people do you guys think move into Austin every month? Let's see. We have about 1 million people locally. Man, what's 1 million? 10,000 is 1%. Dang. I bet a couple thousand people move in every month. Like, if we grow by, 2% a year. Wow. 12,000 people per month. So monthly, you have anywhere from 5,000 to 12,000 people moving to Austin. And what percent of those people are dog owners? And then 43%. So anywhere from like 2,000 to 5,000 dog owners moving into Austin every month. And so if I'm specifically targeting those people who moved into Austin and want to have some matches, like they want to meet other dog parents in Austin, they charge not like, yeah, that's pretty great. Like if we could sell, what do we have to do in units? Let's see. It's not bad. If we get, yeah. Basically, if we can get 20% of the dog parents who are moving in every month, you'd have a pretty sizable business. I think that's pretty cool, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, because that's probably who we're gonna have to target with our ads. We probably have 2,000 new prospects per month, and if you can get, just say you have 3,000 new prospects per month, that's 36,000 people. If you can get 20 of those to buy your thing, 20% of those, yeah, it's a good sized business. So like we have the prospects there to build a business, and then you just duplicate that in a few cities, and you got something cooking. And especially with the discount club and the poop scooping after that, I like what we're cooking up here. It's just cool. So that's kind of what I've been thinking about, because the poop scooping advertising isn't working. Bro, that was all ChatGPT, bro. Well, I guess I did the 40% of 12,000 in my head, but the 40% of 5,000 was easy. You know what I think it was, Thea? I think it was that RuneScape math, bro. I just got so good at doing math in my head from that RuneScape math. And something I feel like I'm uncommonly good at is like, oh, I paid people to put up the 5,000 door hangers. So I came and had a team, because I was putting out like 100, and it was like 60 an hour for me. So 60 an hour, it was going to take me so many hours. Like that's 1,000 hours basically to put up 6,000 door hangers. No, that's 100 hours to put up 60 door hangers. My bad. And 100 hours, when you can spend 4 hours a week doing it, is like 25 weeks. And so that's the thing. They did send me pictures as they were putting it up, and I was getting responses, but they might have put up 2,000 versus 5,000 or 2,300 versus 5,000. And I have no proof that they put up all 5,000. There was some like GPS tracking and whatnot, but it's kind of me just trusting the guy. So, maybe they just didn't put it up and that's why it didn't work. But I paid them enough money to put it up, and they were doing it for 2 or 3 days with a whole team of like 4 to 5 people. So they came down from Houston just to do it, and like stayed in a hotel. So I'm not completely sure that they did it, but I'm completely sure I got some response and not nearly enough response from the door hangers, which is just tough. Yeah, that's tough. Plus, when you look at my Facebook CPLs, cost per leads, when I was doing the free poop scoop offer, I'm getting $40 leads. When I'm doing the free community offer, I'm getting $5 leads. So it's like, which one resonates more with the most dog parents? So it's like, if more dog parents want community, that can be my entryway into the funnel. And then I can upsell those dog parents poop scooping and discount club as I like build relationship with them. And then all of that can be poured back into our free events that capture a wide amount of people and just add value for free. Because that's really what I want. I want a really good nurture tool to just build a good dog parent community here in Austin, because that's what we're on the stream about, talking about community, right? But man, community costs money and time. And when you don't have a good business financing the community, and you don't have a good business financing your time, and you have to work, you don't have as much time to like build something really good. So of course, first step is to be able to replace the job income. And I'm like selling people matchmaking at like a $5 thing or a $9 thing, and then upselling them into the $50 thing. So I have the thing to invite people into. I just think that's something that has a quick sales velocity and will do well. So just something that I think is cool. And what I noticed is that, I don't know if you were on the stream last time I was talking about this, but the people who are like coming to the events that are free are typically older, have children at the house, but really like the free stuff and only want the free stuff. And maybe they'll do other stuff later, like dog training, dog grooming, but those aren't services that I really provide. And so they're not really looking to be matched up with other dog parents as much as somebody who's 23 to 35 and just moved to Austin for the first time in the past 3 months and only has a dog, no spouse, no kids. That person is looking for more friendship than somebody who's more established in their family life, career life, etc. So when I'm looking for the dog parent matchmaking, like all these business owners are always talking about who's your ideal customer. I'm like, my ideal customer for the top of the funnel is that person who's like a working professional that doesn't have a spouse, doesn't have kids, and wants to make friends in the Austin area, or maybe has a spouse and still wants to make friends, but they probably don't have kids yet, and they probably have 1 to 2 dogs, and they've just moved to Austin in the past 3 months. Like those people love the idea of a matchmaking service, like trying it out because they want to meet people and they don't know how to. For somebody who's been in Austin for 7 years, it just doesn't matter as much to them. So, but it's interesting because you would think some of the older people who have homes in Austin because they've been more established would want the poop scooping, but both of my poop scooping clients have been like either somebody with like teenage kids or like younger people in their 30s. And so still figuring out the ICP for all the services. That's some of the stuff that I'm like thinking about. Anyway, there's that. That's what I got for you. No call-ins, nothing in the chat. Yeah, I put up 5,000 door hangers though. You know what's crazy about the door hangers? I probably just didn't do enough quantity because I still think of Hormozy's story where it's like we put up 5,000 flyers to test. And then when you get a 1% response rate, you put up 5,000 flyers a day for 30 days. So it's like, I probably need to test 6 or 7 $5,000 sets, see which one gets the best response. You get a 1% response, then you run it. I'm like, to put out that many door hangers, like it cost me probably $2,400 to put out the 5,000 door hangers. It's like 50 cents a door hanger. So I'm like, if you put out 150,000, you're spending 75 grand. That's tough if you don't have a good money model to cycle that cash quickly. And so it's just some of the hard things I'm trying to figure out so that I can like fund really quality free community. Because the one thing I realized when I was building this dog parent social club and we did the free event at Blue Owl Brewing on Wednesday, man, like people came out. We got a lot of people to RSVP. Like the advertise works. I got people into the group. But man, the event sucked. Like it just sucked. Somebody came to the event actually and then left because they were like, oh, this place isn't a good spot for my dogs. So I need to pick a better location. I need a better music. I need better engagement, better activity, better planning. It's like everything needed to be better, which is fine because that's why you do things consistently so that you have a reference frame or a reference point for getting better, right? Like the stream will eventually get better just by sake of consistency. And I'll slowly get feedback from people. I'll slowly figure out how to get some call-ins. Like all that will happen, right? From just showing up and then thinking about it in between showing up. So I don't mind sucking at the first event. But it is something to say of like, okay, you spent $1,000 on that event or $800 on that event. How can you get that ROI from that event so that you can be in the game long enough to improve? And so that's what I'm trying to figure out right now. How can I be in the game consistently enough, long enough, while putting more time, more energy, more effort, more money into it so that I can continue to improve, so I can build a good community for people and, grow the business and then help people out, which is the goal of life. So just some things that I'm thinking about. Might be a quantity thing with the door hangers, but I was watching a Hormozy video the other day, and he said, with notes, this was cool. Theo, I think you'll dig this, and the one other person on Twitch, I think you'll dig this as well. Most people have a big goal, and they go to the kitchen. This was a Sharon quote, or Sharon metaphor. Most people treat business like they treat cooking dinner. They go to the kitchen, they look at what they have, and they ask themselves, what can I make to eat based on what I have? He was like, and that's fine for cooking dinner, but that's the completely wrong way to go about business. Instead, when you go into business, you need to ask yourself, what do I want to eat? And then you need to go get the stuff to eat that. Which is super cool because I'm sitting here talking about the volume of my door hangers right now. I'm like, ooh, I'd have to put out 150,000 door hangers to really I'd have to test with 30,000 with 6 different offers, and that would cost 15 grand. So my test cost 15 grand, and my actual marketing is going to cost 75 grand. So it's like, that's 90 grand all in to put out the number of door hangers, to get the number of customers I want, to do the advertising I want, yada, yada. And so Hormozy's like, okay, have a big goal. Ask yourself, what would it take to hit that big goal in terms of volume? So I just discussed it, right? You put out 150,000 door hangers, you get a 1% response rate. Let's see what we're talking about. So we test with 30,000, then we put out 150,000. We get a 0.5% response rate. Let's do that. That's 900 responses. You divide that by 4 because all the responses are a free scoop. And then we get 900 responses from 180,000 door hangers. Just pause there for a second. That's the sheer volume is crazy. 900 responses. All those are free scoops opt-ins. Then you get 225 clients because 1 out of 4 free scoops convert. And let's say they're paying on average $130 a month. You're making $29,000 a month, which is cool because you put out 180,000 door hangers. It probably costs you $90,000. So you're making 1/3 of what it costs you every month. So, and you're making $360,000 in a year on your $90,000. Good investment. You 4x your money, but how can you do that when you only have $2,500 to put in? That's where Hormozy asked the question. It's like, okay, so to hit that big goal in terms of volume, what do you need to do? It's like, okay, I need to do 180,000 door hangers, and that gives me 225 clients. So if I want 1,000 clients, I need to do 4x that. So I need to do 720,000 door hangers to get 1,000 clients. Which, yeah, you'd probably get 1,000 clients if you did 720,000 door hangers, right? So in terms of volume, I need to do 720,000 door hangers. What do I actually need to do? Go put out the door hangers or hire somebody to put out the door hangers. And then the question is, what are the resources required? And this is interesting because then he talks about what you need to do in terms of time, what you need to do in terms of money, and then is it worth it? So in terms of time, if I did it alone, I would have to do whatever 720,000 divided by 60 is in hours of work. That's 12,000 hours of work, which for one person is 6 years. So with 6 years of work, I could build a 1,000 client business. Makes a lot of sense because at that point you're making 130,000 a month. That's actually what it takes a lot of people to do. But is that worth it? Is it worth waiting 6 years, or is there a more creative way to do it? Can I take $30, change it into $60, and so speed up how quickly I'm doing all that stuff? It's all the stuff I'm thinking about with the community, all with the goal of building that community. I don't want to keep running the numbers on the stream because I geek out about this stuff, but I don't think a lot of people do. But you basically get to the question of, is it worth it? And so for me to spend the time to put out 720,000 door hangers alone, not worth it to me. 6 years, I think there's a more efficient way to get clients. So then you look at other ways of advertising in terms of ads, so on and so forth, and just tweaking with the funnel till I get there. But that's what I got. Sorry for geeking out. Theo, I'm curious if you looked at the charts today and saw any trades. There was some news at 7:30 that did some gnarly stuff, but I didn't see any trades before that. And then, after a news candle like that, probably not trading, not going to take a trade by 8 a.m. So I just kind of clicked off after that, but curious if you saw anything. I do like that line of questioning though, like having a big goal. Feel that. Yeah. Yep. No trades today. No worries. No worries. Got a good winner yesterday, or at least saw a good winner happen. I do like that line of questioning though. What would it take to hit that big goal in terms of volume? What do you actually have to do? What are the resources required? And then is it worth it? That's just a good line of questioning for me to like really evaluate my goals, evaluate what I'm doing with my time. Because man, how you spend your time and who you hang out with, number one predictors of success, if you will. So anyways, that's what I got for you guys. Sorry for that segment. 720,000 door hangers though, that is wild work. Because you have to ask yourself the question, how could I put out 720,000 door hangers in 6 months? I don't know how. I got none clue. $6,000 a day. Yeah, I don't know. That's tough. Well, guys, we have 3 minutes left on the stream. Nothing trading. I'll read a dog poop horror story real quick, see if we can get a good clip, and then we will head on out. Let's see. Oh, guys, we have read all the dog poop horror stories. Gotta line up other stuff to react to. I need my... Need my stream team to hook me up with some things to react to. I don't know. Theo, I'm curious how much you know about the streamers like Kai and I Show Speed or whatever his name is. How much do you see them like, oh, we got one on Facebook. What's up? We're about to head out the stream, but if you have any questions on community or communication, let me know. Oh, I was just asking. Yes, react to some dog YouTube videos and TikToks. I was wondering, like, do they have their team like prep that? Do they just like scroll YouTube live? Like, how does that typically work? A lot of them just scroll. Feel that? I guess the algorithm does feed you the viral stuff, and people like looking at the viral stuff. So come and stick around for the dog vids as opposed to the community chat. Chat will suggest some videos sometimes. Feel that? Yeah, I'm gonna have to loop that in. What I'm really excited for, like straight up, is stocks and walks. Like when we get dog parents calling in, and then their dog does a trick on stream, and then we take a trade based on the success or the failure of that trick. That I'm really looking forward to that. Like honestly, I think that'll be super fun, a super fun segment, and I think it'll get we compare that trading to our trading and see which tracks better. Yeah, no, I'm pretty excited for that one. That'd be pretty cool. And then they could share their favorite dog story, dog poop horror story while they're on. Ask a question. So it's like a trick and a question, a trick and a question, a trick and a question. What I thought about, I know this is crazy, but I always think about what's the incentive for having somebody come on here. Like right now, it kind of sucks. Like there's not a ton of feedback, but what I was thinking was like, what if we just gave away $100 a month in a raffle to the people who called into the stream? I'm like, bro, we would get some call-ins, and the criteria is you got to be a dog parent, You got to bring a trick, and you got to ask one of these four. You have to ask a question or share a story. Dog parent, bring a trick, ask a question, share a story. I'm like, man, if we do that and we give away $100 to one of them and we get 20, 30 call-ins, like I feel like that could build some momentum in a way that could make up for a skill deficit I have right now. Just something I'm thinking about to like get some oil running through the pipes or get some water running through the pipes or whatever. But it's 8 a.m. That's what we got for the stream. I will catch you guys later. See you tomorrow, 7 a.m. Saturday morning.